Welcome into the Sports Buffoons podcast. Let's get it going out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome on in once again to the Sports Buffoon Studios out here in Lenexa, Kansas. We got the full crew back again, once again with you. Tanner Dawson to my left, Jason JG to my right, and Mike Settle running it. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Yo.
I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a good weekend. We had some time off and all that, some time to recharge and spend time with families and all that. And some of us were out of town, obviously. But how you guys feeling after all that?
It was great time off, but back at work, kind of regretting it.
Regretting. Yeah, when you have so much time off, Tanner, I feel like once you have that day that comes around, and it's like, oh, I got to go do that work thing again. That thing I'm gonna do to keep a living.
It's the back-to-back short weeks and what I do that causes me grief. So,
right, I took an extra day off after the New Year, so that way I'm fully prepared and recharged. And we're gonna get into our New Year's resolutions here in a few minutes. But first and foremost, guys, what are you sipping on?
Just got myself a little soda and some water. Nothing big.
Dang,
I have the
liver.
Got the Boulevard Fling Mai Tai. I just want to throw out there.
That one's good too.
Felt amazing to have a full week off. I had a full week off from this show. Can you believe that? It's almost like it's never happened before.
A full week. That actually becomes 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got a lot of sleep, man.
Yeah,
slept in a bunch of days. Feel amazing.
Yeah, that's key right there. Is sleeping in. That's
got to get recharged for my audience out there, because they have high expectations of me. And I appreciate that about my audience because
high expectations
they should have high expectations
and hot takes, all those kind of things that go along with JG World. So I got the same thing running, a little fling Mai Tai for now. So that's going to be what I got for the show.
Those are good. I had a fling on Monday night, so that was pretty solid.
Fling on Monday night. Tanner, so have you finished off all the liquor that you had in that drink mixer you got?
No, I have not. I still got. I got to get more whiskey. And some vodka. Then I'll have it all steadily supplied. Get some more pods. We'll be rolling.
Gotcha. All right, because JG was whining about margaritas a little bit ago, so you got to get a replenish for JG along the way.
Let's see here. I believe this is probably Carlos here, but New Year's resolution: stop betting on Jets. So,
ooh, that's probably a good idea. I would suggest someone stop betting on Jets. Someone else needs to probably stop betting on the Texans over here to my right. Actually, they did get a win this past week, so that's good for them. But guys, speaking of betting, let's jump into it then. That's a great segue from what you said is possibly Carlos. Maybe Carlos.
He said definitely stop betting on the Giants and Daniel Jones.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're going to give you our own New Year's resolutions a little bit later in the show. So
let's do some easy money bets. Get the people out there listening some money again, of course, every week as we do, and then we're going to give you guys our New Year's resolutions. So Tanner, How did we do last week?
All right, so JG, as I go about this here, JG had Houston at +3 as his only bet. KU just scored, by the way. Sorry,
Rock Chalk.
I'm a KU fan.
Rock Chalk, baby.
It's over there on the TV here as we're in double overtime here. So
we got to go for 2.
You got to go for 2 now and get that 2. But JG had Houston +3 as his only bet of the day, puts him at 10-11 with that W for JG. Mike had the Jags money line, which he got, and Seattle +10, but that was also a forced bet from us too.
Yeah, Mike. That was me giving you guys something extra, I think, if I remember right.
So Mike's now 14-4, and then myself had quite a few bets here. Lions 2.5. They didn't get it.
That's over.
Wow.
Flag.
Throw a flag.
Throw a flag.
There's a flag.
There's a flag. Hold on. What the hell happened?
This is what happens. We have too many KU fans on the same show at the same time, and we just kind of ignore the show.
Look, if they watch,
I'm rooting against KU for the record.
If they watch on Buffoon and Botkins and they know who I am by now, like they know KU's on this TV here during the bowl game. Yeah. What's the flag first?
I don't know. We'll find out here.
Before I give all my losses.
I just want this game to end right now.
All right. Well, just
all right.
The damn records over here.
All right. So I had the Lions 2.5. It's on the defense. It's on the defense. Lions 2.5.
Targeting.
They did not cover. Obviously, Jaguars money line, which I was with Mike. They covered. East Carolina dominated last night. They covered. I gotta check Bowling Green. That's the only one I didn't have down, but the Falcons did plus 7.5. I believe. Did they Falcons lose over 7.5 to New Orleans?
That's one game I probably did not pay much attention to last week.
Hey, if you don't know the result, you lost.
Doesn't mean you lost.
Sorry. You can't even produce that as a producer of this show.
I didn't look at these beforehand.
You need to be called out for that. That's
too busy doing other stuff. That was a loss on that one. Let me check Bowling Green real quick. That was the only one I didn't have.
Ooh, that was targeting.
So they're calling targeting on that?
Mm-hmm. So it's a new set of downs too. So
why don't you just give us your damn pick for next week, Tanner?
Let's get to the point here, right?
Hang on there, ladies.
Well, we're distracted from. We should,
there's some
goofy
targeting
KU game on.
overtime stuff going into play. Let's see here. Go down the way.
You're looking for Bowling Green of all things, really?
That's his.
You're wasting all of my time, my valuable time for Bowling Green. Thank you for doing that.
2.
Hey, but you know what? Happy New Year to you too, asshole.
It's a good thing we're on YouTube, Tater.
1.
If we were just doing the Spotify thing only right now, there's a whole lot of Tater sitting there fumbling around.
Hey, that's fine. Guess what? That's just the things they got to do. The world, guys. I went 2 for 5. So
this is definitely our 200th episode.
Close go, but yeah, you know how it is. So, man, this game's nuts here.
All right.
So we got JG at 10-11, Mike at 14-4, myself at 12-22. JG with the comeback here, being strategic, low betting Houston every time. So
you just bet Houston.
So who do you got this week?
All right, I will go first. Week 17. I'm not going to lie here. The very first game I saw, I was all over it because it's Cowboys at the Titans. Dallas is minus 12 on the road. You seriously think you're going to do worse with Malik Willis over Ryan Tannehill?
Uh-huh.
I don't think so. Give me some Malik Willis here.
Please work.
Yeah,
Twitter.
Again, I feel like I say this every week. Not going to be shocked if they win the game, but I certainly will take the Titans plus 12 at home.
Before you make this an official pick, you realized announced today, and Twitter's not working for me on this stuff or either thing. Announced today, you got Tannehill out, Henry's out. You have, I think, 8 starters out. So you're having basically practice squad, second. Your
that is the definition of a trap game, Tanner.
You're telling me you're sticking with all those guys out.
When you see
over 10 starters out on this team, including Keenan
listen to me. When you see all of that type of information come out, that's the exact moment when the public jumps on one side. The public will bet Cowboys all day long. That's why I'm making it my easy money bet of the
Titans.
Week. Titans are going to at least
plus 12.5.
At least cover. This is a total trap game for the Cowboys. So no, I've got plus 12.
Plus 12.
Plus 12.5 or whatever it is.
Okay. Plus 12.5 minus 110. You can get that across the board on FanDuel. Currently is the best bet, or plus 12 on the other sports books.
Very nice. For mine in particular, I like to look at teams right now that are fighting for a position in the playoffs. And as we all know, the Jaguars hold their destiny. And I've been on the Jaguars recently. I've been riding the hot hand. Playing against the Houston Texans this week, the over-under is 43, and I really like the over in this game. Because the Jags are going to have something to prove as well.
You got to go.
You got to go out there and stomp them. I mean, and then the Texans, on the other hand, have proven that they can put up some decent numbers offensively from time to time. So I think that there's good odds of them scoring somewhere around 20 points against Jacksonville's defense. So, give me the over 43 points in the Jacksonville and Houston game because you have a team with, like the Texans who are still trying to, show that they're not the worst team ever. And you have the Jaguars who are fighting to control their own destiny. And this is the moment where those teams know how to, stomp on their throat and put them out and run up the score.
Totally, I totally agree with you on that because Houston has nothing to lose. They want to score points. And Doug Peterson offense always wants to throw the ball. So I totally agree with the over on that one.
Yeah. Go get it while you can, guys. Over 43. You can get that over there on PointsBet. Currently at over 43. It looks like it just updated. Everybody's starting to turn to 43.5. So get that 43 before it gets too late on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting favorable. Looks like a lot of Americans with you there.
I like 43 because even then, if it falls directly on 43, you get your money back.
Yeah, right. No, I'm fair with that. I like that. So I'm actually going the opposite route of Jason. I like Dallas at -12 because the whole entire Titans team is pretty much out. So
Tanner's going
You're
with the
saying-
public.
you're
Tanner
s-
goes with the public. JG goes with the
Now,
smart
Tanner
bet.
says they're going to
12.
cover the 12.
cover the 12.
Wow, we got opposite. Someone's going to come out ahead on this one.
The
so.
smart betters will come in at the end, and they will all bet on Tennessee.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I guess.
I
on that one.
Are
I
you
don't.
a-
I
Tanner,
personally wouldn't touch that game.
Tanner, are you a smart better, or are you with the public most of the time? Have you ever
just
looked
because hold on now.
that up?
There's other reasons to it than just looking at public stuff when you bet. So I don't really like any other game currently for spread wise or anything or picks or anything. Yep, nope. I think I'm just gonna go that route for the NFL, and we got the 2 points. 2 points, baby.
Going to a triple overtime now.
Triple overtime. And we're going to talk about more about these games here a little later, but because they're not coming back up around, I like Georgia covering the 6.5 on Saturday.
He keeps doing these college bets every week, Jason.
Hey,
Of course he does. Of course
I've hit
he does.
2 out of 3 for Bulls. Okay.
All right, if
On our
that's your
show.
thing, then I did have a nice bet against Missouri this past weekend.
It was, I had
And
it too. It was great, wasn't it?
Anytime Missouri's in a position like that, you got to bet against them, and it works every time. So I was very happy to see Missouri get stomped on that one. And me saying that as a former Mizzou fan, so
Right.
that's kind of a sad, pathetic situation that they're in. So
Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do this week. I won't go too crazy.
Now, quit while you're behind, Tanner.
Look, man,
True that.
I hate when I heard all those players out, including Keen Henry. Like if Keen Henry was in, I'd say plus or cover the 12 for Titans.
he believes in the trap game. So I see JG's point, though. You can have a lot of guys fighting and that have not hardly played all year, which also means that they're healthy. So you're going to get guys who've not been getting their body beat up all year. So that's a key factor, too.
Dallas might miss Tony Pollard. That's their worst thing happening.
Hey, I
That's
see,
a
I
pretty
could see it
dude.
being close.
At some point, it becomes a preseason game, and then all bets are off.
They can't afford it. Dallas
All
can't
bets are
afford it.
off.
The win against the Eagles, they're still trying to win the division. Dallas has to go all out.
That's great.
It's
man.
still within reach, man.
Show me the money. Show me the money. That's all I can say.
Well, I like your guys' hats, by the way, for the show. So
Hey, thanks.
if you guys are watching there on YouTube, you could see it's actually kind of hard to see. The
It is.
2023 is a hard number to make look cool.
It
I
is.
guess it's just kind of like a awkward number to land on. But maybe the Chiefs can make it look cool with getting a win next to their name in Super Bowls. So we'll see how that goes down the road here. But that's me thinking ahead. We'll talk a little bit here later about some MVP related things. But what do you guys have for New Year's resolutions? Anything in particular? Is that something you guys partake in? You guys care about those kind of things, or is that really fake news?
I don't know. I don't really think about like, what I want to do next year. Not really. I don't know. I can't really think of much. I like to, bring this podcast that we have, this channel we have, and the brand to a new level. But it's
That means we need to get more drone shots again. I need to get the drone.
Oh, you still got the drone? I forgot
Well, I
about
got
that.
the drone. I need to grade it out and start doing some more shots again.
Yeah, I wonder.
Winter
I
shots.
wonder when we go to the NFL draft if they're going to let you, be able to do that, or maybe we got to go a little bit further away and do it.
I don't know if we can do drones during the draft or around the draft, but we could at least get some, live footage of being at the draft.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
you never see. You never see like fans filming at the draft. I don't know if that's a thing, but I never see it anyway.
I mean, we'll know when we get there. There might be rules and stuff like that. But I think there's a lot more, just from this deal that I do, my game day shows, my post game shows, Buffoon and Pockins, the Wednesday show here. There's a lot more I think I could do But it's a matter of how can I not, just do it, but make it something. So,
Right. I'm really excited for the draft. Is going to be amazing,
draft is
fun,
gonna be fun.
and we're going to have a blast out there. And yeah, we will be getting lots of footage. We'll be putting it out there in the Twitter sphere and all that fun stuff.
We might actually have some Let's Talk Sports people there too. Heard that a few people might be coming in, so
Nice.
might be able to meet up with them a little bit.
That's one of the smart things about putting it in the middle of the map is that we're centralized for the United States. So, I mean, and we're at least in the very dead middle of the entire country. If you want to go to the draft, here's a chance.
JG, what's your resolutions, dude?
Man, you know what? I don't make resolutions. I just don't believe in it. I try to live my best life every single day, 24/7, 365. But now that I'm a podcaster, I've got to give a bit of advice because that's my job. So I will give myself a New Year's resolution. I'm going to give myself a goal right here, right now on the air. I just now thought of it. In the NBA, we talk about PER, player efficiency rating. Okay, NBA, favorite sport of my whole life. I want to be more efficient in my life. And I know there's somebody I know on the show that wants to be like a little bit better with their money in terms of saving more money over the course of the year. Well, guess what? Time is money. So I want to be a little bit more efficient with my time in this upcoming year. And so I want to have greater efficiency. I want to accomplish more with the limited amount of time that I have. And that includes with, my personal life, whatever you want to throw out there, my family, what I do on this show. It's all about efficiency. And so I'm making that New Year's resolution right now, right here on this show. I want to be more efficient, just like we always call out these NBA players on, every single week. We want more efficiency in all sports for that matter. That's what we want to see from these players, as podcasters. So that's what I'm going for personally. I want to be more efficient.
Gotcha.
More efficient in your life in general. Interesting. So like basically valuing time.
Everything,
better, I guess,
everything with whatever you do in your life, just be more efficient. Value that time a little bit more because time is money. And I've truly believed that my whole life. Like everybody tries to think that money is one of the most valuable things. Well, to me, time is very equal to that. And so I want to do more with my time.
Well, I know you missed it, but you missed one of the dumbest plays I've seen in a while in this ending of the KU game.
You give it to,
that was pretty sad.
Bean, who hasn't been in all game, to make a 2-point conversion, trying to get in the back of the end zone.
He threw it out of the back of the end zone, where there was no one even over there. So instead of even trying to run, when there's at least have a potential chance, he threw it out of the back of the end zone as if it was like a dead play.
It was like watching the Andy Reid play in the end zone get too cute. Troy says rock chalk, Troy, man. You know what? That was a hell of a fight, hell of a comeback. Can't be mad as a KU fan.
But it is to be expected, I assume, with the way things go.
Well, I think we're like 3-0 or 6-0 against Arkansas. So this is the first loss against Arkansas.
It was rigged. They always have to make sure that the SEC team wins. So
because
to Missouri.
If Mizzou had played KU would have beat him.
KU would have beat
Missouri.
Well, that's true. That's
yes.
I don't give Missouri credit for being an SEC team. Like I'm not giving them full credit.
They're not a real SEC team.
Mike, what's your resolution, dude?
Well, I kind of like what Jason was saying as far as about I don't really believe in those kind of things, and I think they're silly. It's like I don't want to have to sit here and go, starting on this day, I'm going to start making all these changes. Like if you are motivated to change something in your life, you should just
go for it. Yeah,
just do it now.
And I think we're all in that mentality. And it's like
I've always been that way in that thinking, and I think I'd say this year in particular, I finally, for the first time probably ever, have a legitimate New Year's resolution just for myself. It's a personal goal of mine financially, so it's something I'm going to take care of in that regard, as well as just some other things, just kind of getting straightened out in my life. I would say as far as just better quality on certain things in my life, certain aspects of my life. So it's all just very personal things, I guess, I want to do better with going forward. But in general, and you guys know me from my past. In the past, I was much more into fitness than I currently am at this moment. this exact moment. And like I used to hate the idea of like all these freaking people flooding the gyms on January 1st and 2nd, and then January 10th rolls around and they're all nowhere to be seen again. And it's like we see that
Yeah,
all
it
the
takes
time.
about 2 weeks for them to roll out.
It used to drive me crazy when I was working out every single day, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is people doing here again? And just kind of rolled my eyes about it. But there's this one guy on Twitter we actually follow now. His name's Dan. He's a really huge guy. I mean, he's not in great shape right now, but he's keeping a positive mindset and even posting pictures every day and all that. And he's starting his fitness journey now. So he said, screw wait until New Year's and all that. Like, let's get it going. And he's got, I think, probably another 150 pounds to lose or something like that. So
keep rolling, dude.
Just get out there, stay motivated with whatever it is you got to do, and that's pretty much how I feel about it.
I like it. I think it's kind of like what Jason said, and I agree with Jason. It's just making your time more efficient, and if you do that, your money gets taken care of, your health gets taken care of. So
yeah, I would say for me, it's going to be more about if the old saying is if you're not making money, you're losing money or whatever, or if you're spending money, you're not making money, whatever it is. So if I'm spending more time making money, then therefore I cannot spend as much time spending money. So that's something I'm probably going to work towards quite a bit more here in the next year, and just kind of see what kind of things come out about it, see what kind of things carry over, because I've kind of lived my whole life kind of just pretty much buying whatever, doing whatever, not worrying about it too much, not really writing out a financial game plan or balancing your checkbook and this and that kind of stuff. Where I think now is the time for me to actually try to do this kind of things and see what happens in the end and see what kind of benefits I get from it.
Cool.
So
I like it. Troy does state second most total yards by both teams in any bowl of college history.
Well, I believe it. I mean, you go to 3 overtimes. I mean,
Daniels had, it was, I think, what was it, 544 yards?
Oh, so, total, yeah. He's going into overtime. He was already almost at 500.
I think it was passing. Hang on, let me look.
Yeah, he was already almost to 500 going into overtime. So, yeah, that ending was so bad, though. I mean, I watched that. I'm just like, wow, really? That's
so 544 passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Daniels. 0-1 for Jason Bean on that last play for whatever goddamn reason. KJ Jefferson over the Arkansas had 287 to 2 TDs, but they ran the ball. They had 200-yard rushers, 99-yard rusher. So they pounded the ball on the rushing side.
Oh, yeah, they did. All right, guys. Well, I don't know if you guys paid much attention to what happened here recently in the NBA. If you follow along at all with some superstars of the league, we have one in particular that, I've called him in the past. I've called this guy an asshole. And I said that because I was pissed off about what he did to my sons.
Yeah, because he beat your sons.
And, well, he did it felt like on his own in some ways. Like, the guy just because he knows how to take over games. He literally takes over games whenever he feels like it. And what he did in this game, they were down by 9 points with something like 30 seconds left in the game. They came all the way back and they got to a point where he was actually at the free throw line. He purposefully missed the free throw just so he could rebound it himself and then get it in. Just so that way he could get 2 points on the free throw instead of 1. That is what sent the game to overtime in the first place for the
versus the Knicks.
Yes, versus the Knicks. So I mean, the Dallas Mavericks have a star on their hands.
Freaking New York, sorry.
Mr. Luka Donkey Kick? Mr. Luka. Isn't that a quick trip energy drink or something like that?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't know.
Donkey Kick?
Oh,
Mr. Luka Doncic? Yeah, he's pretty phenomenal. And this year he's taken another step forward after what happened last year. The guy was MVP in the European League, I think, right?
Yep.
So he's got MVP background experience. And we're looking at a situation where Devin Booker is out for a month now. You got a couple other young guys, that play, I think, for the Celtics, who look pretty dang good right now. But there's still time to be seen about that. No one else, in my opinion, right now is taking over games the way Luka is, and he does it with a smirk on his face and it's this arrogance to where he just knows he's good and he's clutch too. But I'm not the NBA expert. I'm leaving that for you guys. So, what are your current thoughts on the MVP situation in the NBA,
Troy,
as well as just your thoughts on Luka?
Troy says new face of the NBA.
He might be.
So okay, so he's the Patrick Mahomes. So that's what Troy is probably saying
Well,
is like he's ready to declare him the
I
Patrick.
could
Mahomes
see
of
I
that.
the
don't know
NBA.
anything about Luka off the court. So like Patrick Mahomes off the court is like the most humble, coolest, normal dude ever. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those guys that's not going to throw his abilities in your face. But when you get on that field with Patrick Mahomes, he has this cocky mentality about like he knows what he's capable of and he's going to shove that ball up your ass. And I feel like Luka's the same way, maybe, where it's like on the court, the guy is an animal. The guy has a different kind of nature where like he knows how good he is and he thinks it's funny because he can do whatever he wants out there.
Well, you saw him in playoffs, right? We watched him last year in play. That's what he did.
I was frustrated.
He got mad. Or what was it? It was
that
the Suns.
team. That team had no business being in the Western Conference
did not.
Finals. No business.
Well,
being
Luka
there.
carried him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It was a one-man show. But going back to the game, I mean, 60, 21, and 10. Those are just amazing numbers. I mean, you've got to go back to like the likes of Wilt Chamberlain to figure out a game that would be similar to that. And my only issue would be like the first thing that people are going to throw out there is the fact that, oh, well, they did it against the Knicks. And so people are going to automatically try to discount this game.
It doesn't make any
and
sense.
try to
to
say,
me.
well, it's not that big of a deal. Guys, the Knicks are a good team.
They're a
this
good
year.
team this year.
Okay. Now, don't mistake good for elite. They're not an elite team, but they're the number 6 seed in the East right now. They have a winning record, which is more than I can say for one of my favorite teams, the Golden State Warriors, right now, who have a losing record. Luka did this against a good team. Okay. And this was a meaningful game. 60, 21, and 10. He did this right after they unveiled the stat. This was probably sort of a tribute to Dirk Nowitzki, who they just unveiled the statue for down there in Dallas. But it's got the franchise record right now for the most 50-point games. And, when I go back and I revisit what Wilt Chamberlain did back in the day, Wilt put up 100 points in a game one time. He put up 55 rebounds in a game one time, and that was versus a guy that a lot of idiots out there like to try to make the case for as the GOAT, Bill Russell. Wilt Chamberlain put up 55 rebounds against that guy. So this is, to me, this is an historic game, what Luka Doncic did. And, unfortunately, Luka could be going down the road of Wilt Chamberlain if the Mavericks don't figure out a way to fix that team. And it's not necessarily about bringing in another superstar. You've got to figure out the chemistry of that team. And, you got to make sure you got the right coach. You got to put pieces around him that fit. And, it's
not let pieces go like Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I mean, but it's up to Mark Cuban. I mean, Mark Cuban's the owner, right? He's got to get some pieces around Luka, make this thing work. But in terms of the MVP race right now, to me, it's between two guys, and it's between Luka and it's between Giannis. And Tatum, I don't even understand why he's in the conversation right now, because he's got like the probably he's number 5 in field goal percentage in terms of all of the MVP candidates. So he shouldn't be in there. The only reason he's in the discussion is because he's the only guy that's either on the East Coast or the West Coast. So no major factors on the West Coast this year. So it's all about the East Coast and Tatum being in there. But, 48% shooting, that's great. But it's not as good as Giannis. It's not as good as Jokic. Not as good as Luka. It's not even as good as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, okay, who is an up-and-coming superstar.
For the Thunder there.
So I'm going to be insulted as a basketball fan if they try to give this thing to Jason Tatum, because his numbers just aren't there. I mean, 31, 8, and 4. And then you've got guys like Jokic, who is averaging 9 rebounds a game. Jokic is 25, 11, and 9. Luka's 33, 9, and 9. I mean, Tatum is just not there. The numbers are not there. And my problem is like the national media is going to try to make the case that Tatum is the best player on the best team. And we don't even know that right now. I mean, we don't know if the Celtics are the best team in the league right now. There's no proof.
You don't.
There's no proof there. And then, Ja Morant, I mean, he's out there averaging 27, 6, and 8. But I mean, to me right now, it's a 2-horse race because I'm leaving Jokic out because we all know how the NBA works. You're not going to allow any player ever to win the thing 3 years in a row. So that's why everybody in the world knows that he has no shot. That's an unwritten rule.
Hold on,
that we will not allow him to win.
That part is true. But you guys remember last year? Jason said you never win 2 years in a row.
And what happened?
It does. It goes in twos.
Well, Steve Nash.
3 never happened.
Steve Nash won 2 in a row. Which
there was quite. I looked back. Remember, I did some study on it. There was a few actually that went 2-2-2.
It's about 6 or 7, I thought.
But I don't remember seeing 3 in a row.
No.
That's not something.
Right now,
hard.
guys.
So
right now, guys. It's Luka and Giannis, and Tatum is there, but he's got to do better. He's got to pump those numbers up a little bit because 4 assists is not going to get it done on 48% shooting compared to the rest of the guys.
Know what Tatum actually needs?
And he needs Jaylen Brown to get injured.
That's what I was just going to say. I hate saying it, but that's what he does need.
That's exactly what
for
he
an
needs.
MVP because Jaylen Brown over there is balling lights out right now.
Or he needs that, God help us, Predator to come back and be his coach again, Ime Udoka, but that's not going to happen.
I don't know who that is.
No, that I just let that slip. That was a mistake. They've got a decent coach over there.
We got Troy here. He says Tatum only leads in highlight reels. Yeah, I come with you, Jason. Look, I don't think Tatum's quite in the. I can't think he's. I'll give him top 4 in the conversation, but I'm not giving him as the favorite. I think Luka currently is the favorite going in just because he can turn it on at any time. And we saw it last night, just the way he does present the game. Giannis is right there. Giannis has been taking over games on that, and they hurt when he's out for sure. Jokic right there as well. We've seen him what he does in Denver currently still. It seems like it's a one-man powerhouse, honestly, some days. So just like Luka, though, over there in Dallas. So I'm with you. Look, I think Luka actually wins it out this year.
Yeah, there's no reason not to believe that. I mean, he's never won before. He's young, still. Each year you've seen him get better and better and better. This year is his, I think, official year where it's like, okay, this guy's really freaking good.
Yeah, you saw what he did in the playoffs last year,
right.
And now you're seeing him
carry over,
continue to do what he did in the playoffs last year during the regular season with less help this year than he had last year.
I just know I was watching the odds on my phone live during that game, and I saw they were down by 9 points, and the odds on the other side went to like minus 6,000, something insane, something you would never touch that, and. Like a part of me was like, "Oh, this game is in the bag, right? I should just throw $1,000 on there and make $5." No, just kidding. No, but I was just, I was like, okay, this is obviously a done deal game or whatever.
You considered it, didn't you?
No, but I laughed at the thought of
it was right.
Somebody out there is doing this because they think it's a guaranteed win, which I did, but I wasn't going to put my money on it. But when I saw the comeback happen, next thing I know, it's tied. I'm like, oh my god. And I thought back to that odds that we saw on my DraftKings, and I was like, wow, someone got screwed on that. And if you bet the other side, though, when you were down 9 points with 30 seconds left or whatever, you would have made a killing at that point. I mean, I think $5 would have won you probably 500 at least.
Yeah, I would just say, if the season ended right now, I'd give Giannis a slight edge just because his numbers are no doubt they are better right now than Luka Doncic. And the Milwaukee Bucks are a better team right now than the Dallas Mavericks. But, that whole thing in both scenarios could flip on its side.
Oh, it could.
At the drop of a hat, we're not even to the All-Star break yet. So season ended right now. It's Giannis, but, it's going to be a fun race to watch, and everything can change because we got a long way to go.
We do. We got quite the ways, but, a lot more favorite, our favorite good times to watch Luka this season here. And you mentioned Ja Morant at all? Because you said he was in the mix too for one of the higher odds.
He's got a lower field goal percentage, and he's basically got the same numbers or very similar numbers to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's not even in the running right now, but he's plus 2,500. So if you're a big believer in Ja, then by all means, plus 2,500, those are amazing odds. But I just think that, they've got, they were the number 1 seed, right until they lost to the Warriors. I think it was last night or 2 nights ago. They were the number 1 overall seed. So if you're believing that Memphis is the best team in the West, then that's what would give Ja Morant at least reasonable odds of winning the MVP. I just don't think that he's got the numbers as all of those other players.
You just got to remember too, stuff like last year's, well, guys, for MVP betting is, Ja Morant, he's an injury-known player. He's known to get injured towards the towards the end of the year before the playoffs. So that can kill playoff or MVP chances right away. Look at Joel Embiid last year. Same thing. So you got to be careful if you're gonna bet on MVP and go for those kind of guys, just because they are known as injury related.
Right, exactly, because he's a small guard, and people that don't know a lot about Ja Morant don't necessarily think of him as being a small guard. Dude, the guy's only probably 6'2".
Yeah.
So, and that's traditionally what happens in the NBA is small guards get injured more often. Not just forget about guys like Anthony Davis because he just gets injured because he's injured. But small guards get injured more often than a larger wing player such as a Jason Tatum type.
And the thing with Ja Morant too, we all know he has high energy, high playing. He really goes at the basket. So that
very violent. He's a very violent player.
Extremely, but he's very fun to watch. So.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys filled us in with your great knowledge. I only have so much. I'm very limited on the NBA. So this is what you guys are here for the most. So thank you so much for some of that. So I think we're all in agreement besides Luka, Giannis right now.
Giannis right now.
Right now.
Dude, it's a long way to go.
So. Yeah, we still have a lot of basketball left.
I'm going to crack this open. And we have a little buffoon topic for you guys. Jason, I'll let you kick us off with some buffoonery here for just a moment before we dive into some NFL stuff.
Yeah, so we're doing New Year's resolutions again.
Oh, is that the buffoon topic?
Yeah,
was that the buffoon
topic?
Yeah. That was a very serious topic. We had a heartfelt.
Yeah, but that was the whole part of the topic.
I thought we were supposed to talk about cheeseburgers or something like we usually do.
No, that's next year, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, fine. I guess we're not doing any more buffoon topics.
I don't know. Did you have anything else?
Well, I thought we were gonna have some funny. I thought that was too serious.
What?
I don't know. I thought maybe you guys had something up your
Okay,
sleeve.
all right. No, you're exactly right. No, that was too serious. So my real life, I gave you guys a serious one before, but my real life New Year's resolution, I have 2. Okay. Mike already knows this. My number one resolution this year is player. My number 2 resolution is banker. Okay. And I'm not bullshitting. Those are my 2 New Year's resolutions for this year: player and banker.
Player and banker. So
if you don't know what that means, then God help you, don't research it because you don't want to know.
Okay.
You don't want to know.
My resolution, and I can't really control much besides rooting them on, but all I'm going to say is back to back. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm talking about.
Ooh, I like
back
that.
to back.
I like that. Well, he's a dreamer.
Well, is that his resolution for himself, or what is he going back to back for?
Back to back. That's all I'm going to say. Comes in.
So this feels like
comes in April.
Yeah, this feels like something that maybe Tanner has no control over, though.
I don't.
So, I guess for me, in that case, I could be a dreamer, and we can talk about the Chiefs running the table for going forward. Then again, I should just add that to Santa's Christmas list, which is too late. So, at this point, at this point, it's too late to be asking for things that are not going to happen. So, your back-to-back thing, we'll see about that, Tanner. So.
You don't even know what it is.
This game today.
You have no idea what it is.
Well, your game today was a good example of what could happen back to back. So, maybe KU could go to a bowl game again next year. That'd be back to back.
It's not football related.
Well, I didn't think it would be.
Okay.
Figured it was some kind of basketball thing.
Well, who won the championship last year?
Yeah, KU did.
And who's going to win it this year?
Right. And that's his whole
back to back, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll see about
that. Would be amazing.
The
last time we saw that was with Florida, right? Was that the last time we've seen that?
Yeah, I
Back to
think
back.
you're right.
Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
and
They need to
Billy
fire Bill
Donovan.
Self. That'll get him motivated.
Billy Donovan.
If they fire Bill Self, it'll get him motivated.
Get out of here.
Hey, I'm just
tired
saying
of
things KU fans been saying for a long time.
you. Nobody said that.
I've heard it from many of them saying, "Oh, he's getting too old for this. He's getting stale. It's getting stale. We got to fire Bill Self."
The guys that watch him and when they lose, they hate.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on Twitter. I see what people are saying.
I tell you what,
We'll say
if KU goes back, I promise you this right now. I will give you a bonus New Year's resolution in April, and I will give you a bonus buffoon New Year's resolution.
I might be rich by then from saving all this money. So
Month of
I'm
April.
gonna
If they go back to back, man, I'm gonna give you guys a bonus take.
we're gonna say
so,
this.
anyways, Tanner, so you did tell me earlier you had some kind of an NFL game for us prepared.
Yeah, actually.
You wouldn't tell us what it was though. So
No.
so much
So-
for expectations.
So these guys have no idea what we're about to talk about here, and I'm going to get their opinions here. So I wish I could bring it up, but Twitter's having issues here on the desktop for whatever reason. But there was a tweet talking about quarterbacks and looking at what, kind of coming into play for next year of who's maybe available, who might, also might be on the move. And I thought it was kind of interesting, and I'm kind of curious about these guys' thoughts. So what we're going to do here, we're going to play a little game. And I like to know, I'm going to name a quarterback, and you guys are going to tell me a destination for them in 2023-2024 season. Okay?
Gotcha.
And this is, it's a little bit off the tweet, but there's a little bit of myself as well. So let's start her off. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar is still gonna be a Raven.
That's easy, man.
Yeah.
Franchise tag?
Yeah, they're keeping him. He's still a Raven. That
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how they do it. He's gonna be
Yeah,
ready.
he's staying. They're not going to redesign their whole offense for somebody else. When Lamar, he's still doing a pretty good job. And this year, his passing has actually improved drastically over the previous seasons. So there's no reason to give up on a guy who I think is 26, 27 years old.
Yeah, 26, I believe.
Yeah, no reason to be moving on. Teams don't let great quarterbacks go. And
That's what I
could
said.
you do better than Lamar Jackson? Maybe. But probably not. I don't know who you're going to find a plug-in that's going to make that whole thing work because they have their whole team built around what he does well.
Okay.
So, Lamar's not going anywhere.
Okay. And you got him staying too, Jason?
I got him staying.
Do you guys, quick question too on this, do you have Harbaugh staying?
Yeah, I think Harbaugh.
You think
stays.
Harbaugh stays another year?
I think
So-
Harbaugh stays.
So Harbaugh is what we like to call Mike grandfathered in.
Father Dan.
Mike and I like to use that term.
Yeah.
If you win a damn Super Bowl, you've got 2 decades or at least a decade and a half. You're grandfathered in. You can do whatever the hell you want.
That's like Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. They should just let that guy do whatever he wants for a while still. He won a title, a decade ago.
That's epic. That's a grandfathered in. I got to remember that. That's great.
It's true though. It's true. They're not going to fire him.
The next guy, newly benched, Derek Carr.
Just because it's funny, send his ass to the Colts.
Okay.
I want to see the Colts continue the stupid ass cycle of veteran quarterback,
Rivers,
old washed up bum
wins.
in their mid-30s, and Derek Carr
right.
the next one in line to get over there and jack around and do nothing. Because the Colts love to do a whole lot of jacking around and then going nowhere.
And there's still an option for 2023 for the Raiders. So
Nah, he's gone from the Raiders. I think that they're over it and they're done with him. He's not even allowed around the team right now, I believe. I think he's literally just taking the next 2 weeks off and he's done. And I think that you've spent since 2013 with the same team playing almost every game. You've showed your true colors. You showed your ceiling. You've also shown your floor, which your floor is pretty bad. If it's below 30 degrees, you are screwed. So, at this point, send his ass to a dome, with Indianapolis.
Oh, I like that idea.
So, Indy has a dome. But, send his ass to a dome, and, then at least you're comfortable in your little air-conditioned home. And don't want to get his fingers too cold or anything like that. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. So, yeah, Derek Carr to Indy just feels right, and I think it's going to be hilarious, just as he has been with the Raiders.
Okay.
I do like the idea of Derek Carr to a dome, so I'm going to take you to a little bit of a different dome. I do believe that Sean Payton's going to come back to the Saints, and he's going to have a little bit of a hard-on for Derek Carr, and they're going to bring Derek Carr in to play for the New Orleans Saints. And Sean Payton will make him a better player just because he's Sean Payton.
Wow, that's actually a crazy one. I have Houston Texans. This next quarterback. Lovey's gonna bring him in.
Tanner likes dumpster fires.
The Texans are about to draft a quarterback, right?
And they're still gonna bring in Derek Carr.
For what is it? Is this an Alex Smith situation or something stupid? Like I don't understand.
Dumb. Yeah.
Like they're gonna have him for what, a year?
Texans are gonna text.
So here's the thing.
I don't get that.
Tanner thinks that Lovey can fix him. Is that
No. Nobody can fix him.
Oh, dude, if you put Derek, you think it's bad right now with the Raiders? Put him on the Texans and see how bad it gets.
Yeah.
Sean Payton can fix him. I'm telling you right now.
Texans will pay him. All right. Next up, the GOAT, Tom Brady.
I like this one, and my favorite destination for him is the 49ers. I think it makes the most sense and always has made the most sense. That team and the way that offense is designed. If you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, he plays the game very similarly to Tom. Obviously they played together for a couple of years in New England, but I think he would fit well with that team with a good running game. You got Brandon Ayuk, who's a wonderful receiver. Deebo Samuel's not going to go anywhere. George Kittle, of course, he likes his tight ends. So I think that you got a great situation there for him to work in that, plus a elite defense. So it's all the makings of what would make him a winner, just as he was, his first year in Tampa Bay. So I think that the 49ers is the best option for Tom Brady. I give him, probably 1 year in San Fran and probably retire after that. I don't know how much more he's got, but we'll see. He's surprised us all by playing until he's 45. So yeah, we got.
I would say Tom Brady to the Niners would be my wish, but that's not what's going to happen after Brock Purdy leads them to the Super Bowl and loses to the Chiefs. They're going to stick with Brock Purdy / Trey Lance / whoever the hell you want to throw in there. So my wish would be Tom Brady to the 49ers, but what will actually happen is Tom Brady back to the New England Patriots. It's because Bill Belichick has already tried and failed to prove himself as an NFL coach without Tom Brady. And he's already, at some point you've already failed. So now you might as well just go back, stick with what works. You've already proven what works. And just, you're not going to build your own legacy as a coach anymore without Tom Brady because you're too old. So just bring him back in there and try to do the best you can and win another championship.
You got to think about that team, the way they're structured right now, and how frustrating it would be for Brady to work with those receivers because there's nobody there that's great. Kendrick Bourne is a pretty good receiver. I will give him credit for that, but he's not your Julian Edelman. He's not the guy that's going to do anything to be the reliable one on third down like Edelman was.
That's great.
Or Wes Welker was.
Bring in a damn free agent or make some trades or something.
They would need to make quite a few moves for that to happen.
May I say too, Matt Patricia and Tom Brady going at it on the sidelines?
Yeah, Matt Patricia would not be there. If they bring Brady's ass back in there, he would single-handedly fire Matt Patricia personally to his face. Like Bill Belichick wouldn't even do it. He would just send Brady in there and be like,
Brady would already have him
go fire his ass, and then we're going to go to
either
work.
move him or can him, one of the two.
Here's the thing, too, is how much he loves James White. I don't know who's going to replace that.
They got Stevenson. That'd be the only thing.
I know, but it's different. I mean, James White was basically a wide receiver.
Correct.
Stevenson's a legitimately good running back. I don't know what they would do in that situation. Who's going to be the James White of that offense?
Leonard Fournette.
Oh yeah, let's get him out there. Let's bring over Leonard Fournette and see what happens.
My prediction, guys. Brady to the limelight, saving Josh McDaniels' job. Goes to the Raiders for a couple of years because he needs to go to Vegas to bring in, get some more attention. And McDaniels and him, they have great connection already. So I could see that happen.
Ugly.
And Devontae stays. So
no, still don't want to see
it. It would be a really sad time to see Brady go out with the Raiders because after such a great career he's had, to go out there and literally shit your pants with that team would be sad to watch unfold because I don't care who you are.
That'd be like Randy Moss.
Listen, you go to the Raiders, your career is over. That's where careers go to die.
Randy Moss, Antonio Brown. Yeah. I don't want to see him go out like that.
You go there, you're digging your grave.
Oh, John Gruden. Not to mention John Gruden.
I'm just saying. I could see Brady being a Raider.
I would just hope Brady's smart enough to understand that if you go there, your career is over.
That's where players and
it's going to be a sad ending. It's going to be a very sad ending.
All right, before we continue, we're going to do some comments here real quick. Troy says Texans will be looking for a QB in the draft. Yep, I agree with you there too. I just don't think they're bringing in Carr. Troy says Brady to the Taters on that one, and Belichick is too prideful to bring back Brady, which is what I believe as well. I don't think Belichick ends up doing it. So,
well, give us another quarterback. Are we done with the game?
No, I said I had to hit comments before we continue.
Oh, you might have another one. You got what's going on? You got like
there
worries.
2 more quarterbacks.
Oh, he's getting
right.
I got a couple. Go for you. Calm down.
He's got a boner for
Give the audience what they want. Give them what they want.
Mr. Porno himself, Jimmy G. What do you got?
I'll let you go first on this one.
Well, when you're big into porn, obviously, what is the best fit that you can go to? So that's the guy that's going to Las Vegas. It's not Brady, because I believe that this guy, dude, he's a proven quarterback in the league. Josh McDaniels, although he's not a proven coach, he's a Super Bowl winner. So why don't you pair those two together? I think those two could make it work in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Then Jimmy Garoppolo can just have as many porn stars as he wants.
Vegas is a good place to go if you want to be a porn star.
I'm just saying, Jimmy G would be comfortable in that environment. You know what I'm saying? You want a guy like that to be comfortable with all the porn stars, and he can, start dating them.
They have the AVNs there, actually, I believe. You know the AVNs? It's the adult video hangout ceremony thing. I think they have it in Vegas.
Sure.
Hang out there, and
I would not be shocked if that's what happens. Like that. That's a perfect fit.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit too. And like, gosh, looking at it right now, it's like sad looking around. I'm like, the Broncos are stuck, I think, with Russell.
No, they can't move away.
You just have no choice but to sit there and deal with your own misery. As Tourette's guy said, you made your bed, now you get a shit in it. And so that's the Broncos to a T right there.
That was on the outtake. That was the outtakes. I've never seen that episode.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think the Raiders is probably the right choice for Jimmy G at this point, because obviously he's going to be out based on our scenario while Tom Brady goes in mine to San Fran. So yeah, I think the Raiders makes sense because he doesn't turn the ball over. That's something Derek Carr leads the league in right now in interceptions, and they're going to be looking for a guy who brings some more stability to the offense. And I think that Jimmy could be the guy that, because they're going to want to draft a quarterback. They're also going to want to have a bridge. And so this team is capable of winning, 9 games right now, I would say. So Jimmy could get you 9 games, maybe 10 if you're lucky. Meanwhile, you got that rookie quarterback that you're going to draft for 1 year to sit behind Jimmy. And, then maybe in 2024 you can move on to the rookie. So I think that would be a good fit. So I couldn't think of anything else that makes more sense.
All right. Jimmy G goes to Tampa. That's in my mind when Tom Brady leaves. Jimmy G to Tampa, going into the warm weather.
Sounds like a downgrade to me.
It is.
If you're Tampa.
It is. All right. And I believe, we got 2 more. So
2 more quarterbacks?
Yep, 2 more quarterbacks. Daniel Jones. Where's DJ end up?
He's going to be a backup somewhere. The guy sucks, and I've always believed he sucks. I think he's going to be a backup somewhere. I'm not sure where. I mean, backups just kind of rotate around the league. They get tossed around. And so for me, Daniel Jones, send him to a team who also has a low-end QB1. So that way, like, when your QB is going to suck, like, you can just put in Daniel Jones, and then your QB2 can also suck, I guess. But, somebody who because, he's got starting experience.
Yeah.
So you got to give him
correct.
that. But, yeah, he's basically the future Matt Moore of the league, I would say. Because Matt Moore had some starting years with the Miami Dolphins. And, at this point, Matt Moore ended up becoming just a full-time backup quarterback in the league. And, was plugged in for the Chiefs even at one point and won us a couple games, I think. So, won at least 1 game. So, yeah, I mean, send him over to the Panthers or something.
Totally agree with you. He is definitely going to be a backup, or he should be a backup. Unfortunately, we do have a team in the league that likes to take on retreads, and they don't really care what happens. So I've got to throw him as a starter. He will be the starting quarterback next year for the Indianapolis Colts because for whatever reason, that organization, Jim Irsay, they get a hard-on for guys that just don't work out in other places. and they're going to get a big hard on for this guy because he's younger than the last two retreads that they brought in. So they're going to think he's an upgrade versus Matty Ice and Phillip Rivers, and he's going to be the starter in Indianapolis.
He's worse than Rivers was that 2 years ago. That's going to do. That'd be funny to watch unfold.
But they don't know that. They don't know that. They think he's going to be younger and better.
Jonathan Taylor's career. Rivers. Just wasting it.
He stays with the Giants, guys. Dabble fights for him. He wants to sign him.
Dable? No, that's not.
He stays with the Giants.
No.
Nobody wants.
Mark this video.
No.
How many more chances do you get? Like, come on. How many more?
Dable has to save his job. He's fighting for his job.
Why? Why would you fight for
You're
his
not going to
job?
let your job get by that.
You think Dable wants to get fired after year 2?
He's making the
What
playoffs.
is wrong with you?
Why would he get fired?
No.
He made
He's
Daniel
not
Jones.
hitching his career.
I'm just telling you right now. I believe
hurt.
DJ stays cheap in New York.
No, we don't care about cheap right now. We need to win games.
Yeah, I believe he stays in New York.
No. Maybe as a backup.
Nope, he starts, dude.
No,
I believe it.
No.
Justin Fields.
What about him?
Does he leave New York? Or does he leave Chicago?
Why would he leave Chicago?
That doesn't make any sense. All right, moving right along. Carson Wentz. Where's he going to end up, guys?
Nobody
We're
cares
just going
about
to
Carson
pretend that he didn't have.
He's going to be retired.
I don't understand.
Justin Fields, new head coach, new GM come into play, right? Justin Fields isn't their guy. They don't actually want Justin Fields in that organization. He's being moved.
What the hell are you talking about?
No one's trading Justin Fields.
I guarantee you, Justin Fields
He's
plays on a new
22
team
years,
next year.
22 years old.
Plays on a new
1,000
team.
yards
Okay.
rushing.
So you say Chicago. I think they go to a new team.
I don't know what you're going to trade him for. I mean, think about where you just took him in the draft.
Yeah.
Now you're just going to give him up for what?
New GM,
second rounder?
new GM, new head coach.
No. That's too early
It's-
for that.
doesn't make any
No.
sense.
They're going to make moves. They're going to go and get somebody. they
Dude,
want.
you're having the Mitchell Trubisky argument with the wrong guy. Like that happened a long time ago. This is Justin Fields.
They're moving Justin Fields. I promise you, he plays on a new team next year.
That's not happening.
No, you're high.
I'm gonna save this clip. Dude,
That's
Did you
not-
save
yeah.
me? Hey, did you save me some of whatever you're smoking?
I'm
over
telling
there?
you right now.
You're high as a kite.
I'm telling you right now. All right, final one here. Aaron Rodgers. Where does Aaron go? Does he retire? Does he stay in Green Bay, play out his contract, or does he get traded to Las Vegas, or what we got?
Yeah, I mean, I already got all my teams settled in with their new quarterbacks, I guess. So for Aaron, I think that he takes a year off.
Ooh,
I
just
think
a year?
Yeah. I think he takes a year off, and then I see him coming back for the perfect fit in 2024 to play when he's 40 years old. So that's my pick for Aaron Rodgers.
come back to the Packers or
Come back to the NFL, but with the perfect fit. So the team he goes to in 2024 will basically have all of the surroundings that would make him happy. That way, it's fail-proof.
you're acting like this has already happened. Has he announced his retirement, or are you just
No,
speculating?
I'm saying no. I'm
You
just
act like
saying
you know something.
he's going to take a year
Yeah,
off.
sources.
Taking a year off from football, but there will be an
I get
opening.
scared shitless when he starts talking.
There will be an opening in 2024 that he's going to fill, and it's going to be with a really good team. And then they're going to be successful.
So you think he's going with Sean Payton to the Saints?
Well, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, I don't know. I think he's a lifer. He's a lifer with the Packers, no matter what. I just think that I think he probably likes what he sees right now with Christian Watson, and I think if they just get some more pieces around him, I think that he's going to be fine to come back next year with the Packers.
Yeah, I believe he stays in Green Bay too. I think he plays one more year, then he retires.
The only problem with Green Bay is they don't add pieces; they draft them only.
Right.
So I mean, they're not going to go out and get them a big.
have a good draft. If you don't fuck up the draft, like another team that we talked about around here.
This draft they just had wasn't the worst. I mean, I thought they actually had some good players in their picks. And Christian Watson's turned out to be an okay player so far.
Just have a decent draft for once.
Keep at it.
Yeah.
So that's all the QBs I had, guys. Let's talk about today.
Alrighty then.
Let's talk real quick on comments here. Troy says, "Don't forget, owner Davis was ready to move away from Carr and bring in Brady a few years ago. Gruden fought it. Now Gruden's gone, which is what I'm saying. I think that Tom Brady goes to Vegas because of this reason." I'm with you, Troy.
I like the idea of that. And I think Giselle would actually take him back.
Oh,
if she went
Lord.
to the
Here we
Raiders.
go.
Dude, no,
Troy
you
says
don't take that bitch back.
Ursay will finally give in and look to draft the next QB. I don't believe in that. I don't think he will. Aaron Rodgers to the Donkeys. I don't think they can do that. I don't
The
think
Donkeys.
it's possible.
Well, I know Rogers wanted to go to the Donkeys
Yeah,
last year,
but I
but
don't think the Donkeys.
It's
can
too
do
late.
that.
I have no idea.
It's too
how that
late.
would work.
Hackett's already gone.
Troy-
He wanted to be with Nathaniel Hackett.
Troy says
allegedly.
Rodgers stays in Green Bay. So there we go. That's
So,
the comments here.
right quick, Tanner, why didn't you, you keep going with your comments, but why didn't you bring up your MVP from last year, Sam Darnold? Why was he not on the quarterback
He was
carousel?
not on my important quarterback list. So
Okay.
that was 3 games in last year. So I
So
don't know.
you think his MVP days are over?
I think after the 5th game last year, his
After the
MVP
5th?
games.
Okay.
So
So you're finally off that train.
You guys,
I've been off that train.
You guys
All
think Andy Reid could fix Daniel Jones?
No,
Because Chad Henney's getting pretty old, so it might be time to move on from him. And Daniel Jones might be. I mean, maybe if Andy Reid can work with him a little bit, it can make him an okay backup. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, I guess.
I don't know what you're thinking about. He's
I'm
from New
done.
York, dude.
I'm done with the Daniel Jones
You
stuff.
said-
Get me the hell out of here.
Well, let's not forget about Justin Fields. We'll talk about that later.
I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. He plays on a new team next year.
Oh boy. All right, guys. Well, it sounds like someone's been having too much eggnog or something along those lines.
These guys.
But
Never
you guys have
learn.
any final thoughts or comments before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, I do. If I can get this to work here.
See, this is what we'll talk about today. This is back in the day before the YouTube days, we just
Did
had
it not save
Spotify,
again?
and there would be this is the dead air
All
time.
right, whatever. It didn't save.
All right. Well,
What do you guys got in the national championship game after Saturday? TCU, Michigan played each other. Georgia, Ohio State. Who do you guys got? It's supposed to have a graphic, but it won't. It's not populating.
It's Georgia and Michigan.
I got Georgia, Michigan.
Yeah, that's easier.
yeah. Same thing. I bet Georgia's going to win.
Oh yeah,
Georgia wins it all. Yeah.
Georgia, I told Jason earlier that they have a 25-year-old quarterback playing for it.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe it.
I, mean,
Stinson.
I tried to.
And he almost won the
disagree
Heisman.
with
Oh, no, Stinson's good. He's really good. So, I mean,
Who was
good
that?
for, what
Was
he
it
does.
Whedon for Oklahoma State?
Yeah, but Whedon was 28.
Yeah, he was 28. Yeah.
but then he
And-
told me that Mahomes was 27. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Right.
dude, we got to get that Super Bowl out of the way.
But,
too.
Stetson,
I didn't know.
Stetson Bennett, yeah, he reminds me of Drew Brees and the way he plays. And I'm not doing any kind of NFL projection. I'm just saying the way he plays, the way he throws, reminds me a lot of Drew Brees. I don't know how he's going to translate to the NFL right now. He's pretty undersized. So
I think size is a big issue right
I
now.
mean, I think he is 5'11". So,
But I
kinda
like
skinny, but kind of Drew Brees-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
So
kind of guy that goes out and does his job and gets it done.
yeah, he's been a fun player to watch in college. But yeah. So yeah, like you said, Mahomes 27. I mean, it's time to get those Super Bowls going. So.
Yep. So other than that, all I got, guys, is Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
We're past Christmas.
Thank you for sticking with the buffoons.
Everybody have a happy New Year.
Certain
safe
politicians might have thought it was Easter. So, it's hard to say out there who gets confused these days with
New Year. Happy
what time of
Valentine's
year
Day.
it is. Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah.
Have a
Alright.
great Halloween.
Oh, that's my favorite.
We'll catch you in 2023.
Yeah.
So
Everybody stay drunk and be happy and all that good stuff. So I'll see y'all on the next one.
Outro.
see you guys.